If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a loop, working harder, putting in more hours, but still falling short,
hello, this is the Hack Hour Podcast, a show where it's all about helping real, everyday, hard-working remodelers learn the secrets to having it all in life and business. And now, here's your host, Mike Minges.
Hey, welcome back to the Hack Hour, the podcast where we cut through the clutter and give you the tools, strategies, and hard truths to transform your remodeling business. I'm your host, Mike Minges, longtime remodeler, founder of the Remodeling Academy, and creator of the industry's first 5-day Remodeler Challenge, where we help remodelers like you build thriving businesses and better lives. Guys, today we're diving into what I call the Remodeler's Matrix. So if you've ever felt like you're just stuck in this never-ending loop of working harder, putting in more hours, but still falling short, man, look, this episode is for you. Let me ask you something. What if you had to make a choice right now between two realities? You take the blue pill, you stay comfortable. You keep doing what you've always done, even as your business just keeps on struggling. Or take the red pill and you wake up, glorious as it is. You face the hard truths about what's holding you back and you take control of your future. It's not an easy choice, is it? But it's one that could change everything for you. So to make this real, I'm going to go through a personal story with you guys. And at the end of the episode, I will challenge you to make your own choice. You get to hear mine. All right, so let's get started. So when I got into the business, I enjoyed carpentry. I always have liked making things. I like working with wood. I like to build like shelving, entertainment centers, right? So I enjoy the carpentry side. I have an eye, I would say, for detail. I can tell when things are crooked or not level, right? So, and I like to make things for people. So when I got started in creating my remodeling business, right, I had big dreams. I enjoyed the concept of being a boss, my own boss, right? Getting to set my schedule and take on the projects that I wanted to take, work the hours, right, that I wanted to work. I was looking forward to making good money. I enjoy working hard. I wanted to be rewarded for that. And I was looking forward to building like a legacy. I wanted a company that was going to have an impact in my community, the neighborhood. I wanted to build a team of amazing employees and help support them. So all the things about running a business, I was in for lock, stock, barrel. Let's go. All right. Look, so at first, things seemed to be going pretty good. You know, I had some word of mouth, right? People were excited. I had been talking about starting this new thing, and that brought in some clients. And I was able to get jobs completed. I was a stickler about making sure that things looked right and were done well. So that earned a reputation where I was getting referred. People said, Mike really pays attention to the details. A little bit of a perfectionist at times. I've had to work on that. And they could see that I would work hard. I would be at the job early, often working late. And people could tell that my goal was to get the job finished. I wouldn't take breaks while I was working on a job. If I was going to take a vacation, it was once the job was completed. So anyhow, that hard work, it seemed to be paying off. However, rather quickly, I'm recognizing issues, right? Cracks are starting to show in the foundation of this business. So surprisingly, cash flow was unpredictable. I wasn't making as much money as I planned or as I thought. Clients started becoming a little bit harder to find. And as I got away from my initial network, clients also became more demanding, less understanding, less enjoyable to work with. And I some of the employees that I had hired along the way, yeah, they just liked having a job. They didn't seem to care as much as I did about the product that we were putting out. They were definitely more worried about what time we were going to be leaving every day and making sure that they got paid at the end of the week. All right, so I start noticing things. Slowly, you're working more like 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. The estimates don't stop. The proposals, the managing the job, being there early to accept the delivery, being there late, right, to close up the job. Just work, work, work. I was sacrificing a lot of myself. I stopped working out for a while. That had been something that was important to me for years. So my health was starting to suffer some. I was sacrificing time with my family, right? I had been recently married, and there were fun things that my wife and I wanted to do. And often I would make a phone call. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make this thing because I'm on the job. I kept telling myself, man, if I just work a little harder, things are going to turn around. It's right there. It's right around the corner. Does any of this sound familiar to any of you? So imagine, right? What if one day I had come across something like this podcast that I offer out to you all, right? And what if there was an opportunity for me to get in touch with some sort of a remodeling coach, something like I offer? Well, I was fortunate that I came across something like that, right? And let's say this coach or the host of this podcast, he talked about many of the things that you hear me talk about. And he basically explained at one point that remodelers have some tough choices to make, right? Let's use the blue pill example. Many of you, or many of us as remodelers, we want to blame the market. We want to blame the economy. We want to blame the customers. We want to blame the employees, right? We find ourselves sticking to what we know, even when it's not working. In fact, we will stick to what we know even harder as we're drowning. And we're hoping for better results. The irony is people around us can see that we're struggling, but we'll dig in even deeper, right? It's unfortunate, but it just seems to be sometimes the human nature. Okay, now let's imagine that, and this would happen to me, I got exposed to the red pill option, right? This is the harder truth. This is where it means waking up and admitting, maybe I just don't know everything, and maybe it's time for me to start taking greater responsibility for owning up for my business and my future, and letting my ego go, right? And realizing, man, I thought I knew how to do this. The way I'm doing it isn't getting me the results that I want, and I don't like that. What can I do differently? So this hit home for me, right? My person that I'm listening to, he's got his own podcast, right? He's a business coach. And I'm like, man, what this guy's saying, it hit home. And I realized I've been living in that blue pill illusion, right? I've been ignoring the warning signs that are going off in my business. But man, that idea of taking the red pill, it scared me, right? What if I tried to make this change, and what if I failed? What if it got worse? I mean, it's already bad, but I don't want it to be any worse than it is right now. So you have to imagine that I resisted the idea of making change for some time myself. I'm hearing that there's a different way to do it. I'm hearing that I don't have to be struggling like I'm choosing. And that was frustrating. I did not want to hear that I'm choosing this, because in my mind, I'm like, what do you mean I'm choosing this? I don't want this. But what I couldn't recognize in the moment was, man, the choices that I'm making, I am choosing this because I am refusing to get out of my own way. And it's crazy when you sit back and recognize that for yourself. My wish to all of you is that you have that clarity in life where you see when you're getting in your own way. Because once you get out of your own way, life is so much better. Okay, so let's get back here. So I'm noticing that, like, man, I've been doing things the way I've been doing them for years, and I feel like I know what I'm doing. Like, this is what got me here, right? Like, I wouldn't have this business had I not worked hard before, and had I not made decisions that to me were benefiting the future that I wanted. But I would say to myself, man, this is just a rough patch. It's going to change. The next season, it's going to work itself out. Or I would say, yeah, I don't know. I don't have all the time or the money to invest in the coaching. I can't fix everything right now. But look, deep down, I knew that I was avoiding the truth. And things actually started to get a little bit worse, which it's the way it is. Most of us have a rock bottom, and some of us are just way more hard-headed, and our bottoms are much deeper than they have to be. That was my case. Like, I was exposed to things very quickly that could have made a difference, and I refused to acknowledge that I needed that help. And so I made my situation worse to where, man, I really do need some help. So what it ended up culminating finally is I lost out on a big client project because of some miscommunication that ultimately it was my fault. I replied late. I didn't respond with enough detail in one of my responses. I thought I made an assumption that the client understood what I was saying, and they didn't, right? I had some serious issues starting to develop with one of my main employees, and that was impacting the business as a whole. So finally, like, I know my wife and I, we just sat down one night, and she's like, look, I'm worried about you. You're working hard. You're working a lot, but I feel like you might not be going anywhere. It doesn't seem to be getting a lot better. You seem to be concerned all the time, frustrated, agitated. And she was right. I was. I was very frustrated with myself, and I was blaming a lot of other people, thinking it was their fault. And this was the wake-up call that I needed, right? So here I am. I'm desperate now for answers. So I decide I'm going to go back, revisit this podcast, and I'm actually going to, the host of the podcast was a coach, and I was like, I'm hiring him. That's it. And this time I was invested, right? Once you put money in, you literally start paying attention, as they say, because you're like, man, I am going to make this work. So I'm doing it. And this time I found myself coming in with more of an open mind. And I noticed, yes, the coach's messages, that it struck a chord. And when I heard him say things, I recognized the truth in them. Things like, man, what got you here won't get you there, right? Just because what skills that you have are awesome, and that's what's helped you get to the point you're at. And if those skills were all that you needed, then obviously you would keep succeeding. The reason that you're not succeeding is because that's where your skill set is stopped. You need to now add new skills, right, to get to the next level. It's like playing a video game. You're stuck at a certain level because you just don't have the cheat code. You don't know what the next move is. But once you learn the move, boom, you're on the next level. I needed to get the next set of business skills so I could get the business to the next level. Look, I was thinking that a lot of my business issues were just bad luck, right? They're not. They were a reflection of the lack of systems that I didn't have in place. That straight up. If I would have had a better system in place, we would have had more success at that time, right? And look, the only way forward was for me to just set the ego aside, say, hey, I need some help. I needed to wake up and get in early and get the help and start applying it. So I realized that I had a choice. I could deny it. I could stay stuck with it in the blue pill illusion, as they say, or man, I could jump in and take the red pill and really start making significant changes. And for most people, and I find that it's the significant change that's required. It really is. So I did. I chose that red pill, right? I commit myself to changing the business no matter. In fact, here's what I would say to myself. Whenever I feel uncomfortable, that's the direction I'm going. I'm going to lean into the discomfort, because for many years, what I was trying to do was go in the direction of what's comfortable, and that wasn't working. And I recognized the way to go is where the discomfort is, because that means you're pushing yourself outside of the norm. And that's where the challenge lies. That's where you get the big results. So I did things, right? I joined like a mastermind style group. I went on a retreat. I got away. I started really investing in learning more about the business of remodeling and how to getting all my paperwork and the back end business systems together, and learning how to better hire people and what that process is like, and promoting and training and getting lead carpenters and project managers, right? It's a lot. I started dialing in. We really started tracking numbers, learning all the like balance sheets, profit and loss statements, income statements, getting our job costing done so that my lead carpenters are, putting, assigning time and money towards certain tasks so we could make sure that our estimating process was working properly. It's a lot. A lot of these things, you don't see results for months. But you have to start somewhere. And man, your future self will thank you if you start today laying that new foundation for that future success. So another big thing was I had to really dive in and do my first official, like a large scale marketing plan, in addition to revising a business plan, right? These things were massive undertakings, and there's an expense involved in all that. I needed to get this marketing plan going, and I knew we were going in a different direction, and you say, wow, that's risky, but it's like, no, we're going to make it work. Okay, we got a whole new set of ads and slick set up, and we were like, this is the type of client. We recognized our ideal client, or the client avatar, as they say. We got the demographics. We found where those people lived, and we started targeting those individuals. And but it takes time, but it made a difference. So you have to, word of mouth is good, but it's never enough. Okay. You need to be marketing constantly. The better you are at marketing, the more successful your business will be and the more profitable you'll be. Hands down. See it day in and day out. Fight me on it if you want. If you're just working on word of mouth, you're losing money, but trust me. So look, none of this was easy. There were setbacks. There definitely were moments of doubt, and there was plenty of uncomfortable realizations. And if any of you have experienced this, you can relate. For the first time in years, man, I felt like I was in control. I was excited to get up. I wanted to get to work. I couldn't wait to see what this was going to result for us. I was like, man, I can't wait to get that mailing out. I'm looking forward to getting the canvassing done in that neighborhood. It's all starting to come together. We got the lettering on the vehicles. We have the job signs. The guys have their shirts, right? And we've got the door hangers, and man, the website is working well. The advertising, it's all coming together, but it took a while. It's a lot of hard work. And it was months of hard work. But the beauty was that, yes, the business was transforming. I'm now seeing that we have a steady pipeline of high quality leads coming in, right? We worked on my pricing, which was ensuring that jobs were profitable. Because we had a lot of leads coming in, I could just present the price that worked for us, and I could move on. And that's okay. I didn't have to beg. I didn't have to negotiate much. I was just like, no, this is the price that works for our company. And anyway, and then I was able to attract better employees because the professionalism of the company was raising. And now the employees are more engaged. I have more productive, more professional employees, right? And the systems that we put into place help them. So their job was more enjoyable and they're enjoying working here. So now they're referring good friends of theirs. Man, it just all starts coming into place, but it does take a while. And most importantly, I just was no longer a prisoner of my business. I was finally able to I could spend some more time. I could find a night or two a week easily where I could leave a little bit early and we could go out to dinner, enjoy ourselves. I had time on the weekends finally. Not every weekend, but most of them. And I was feeling proud. I actually enjoyed having this business that I had built, and that hadn't been the case for some time. So look, my story is an example of what can happen when you take the red pill. Is it easy? No. Was it worth it? 100%. Right? It's those things in life that those challenges that I look back now and I'm so thankful that I went for it and took that chance, because it's where you get to see what you're made of and what you get to see the real growth, because it uncovers all the things that you don't know how to do in life. And months and years later, you look back and go, wow, look how much I've been able to accomplish because I decided to play big. And I was like, I'll take that chance, right? I'm going to get outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to learn new skills. And to me, that's the best part. I can't speak for everyone, but if those of you that like that sounds exciting to you, come on over. We'd love to help you. So ask yourself, will you take the blue pill? Will you stay comfortable? And will you just hope? Like, hope is not a strategy. A lot of guys rely on it, but are you just hoping the things are going to get better on their own? Or are you going to take the red pill? Are you going to wake up to the truth and look, start actively building the business that you want, the life that you dreamed of today? Like, let's go. All right. So if you're ready to take the red pill, I'm here to help. The Remodeling Academy is here to help. Imagine never having to worry about being so lost and struggling again and losing sleep and waking up anxious. Man, just picture yourself confidently addressing your business issues, managing all aspects of your business, like delivering exceptional results, and finally being seen as the professional that you are, right? This is the good news, that all this is possible. It's time for you to stop being stuck in this matrix. Take control of your business. Protect your time, protect your family, and most importantly, protect the livelihood that you've worked so hard to build. So here's some next steps for you. If you haven't already, sign up now for the remodeling industry's first 5-day Remodeler Challenge at remodelingriches.com. Look, guys, it is so easy to get involved in this challenge. In just 5 days, you'll learn strategies to immediately boost your profitability and set yourself up for a successful year ahead. All right, it's simple. You're given just a little bit of time every day, and you're going to be shocked at when you are committed to showing up for a little over an hour for 5 days straight. Man, what you walk away with, you're going to go, I can't believe this. It is powerful. Get in, sign up now. All right. Another thing, many of you are aware of it and you see the results, but those of you that haven't, our exclusive affiliate program, the Remodel Rebels, right? It's there for you. There's nothing else like this in the industry, right? This is your opportunity to shave years of struggle and banging your head up against the wall and tripping and falling and taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Like, literally, you can elevate your business today. You can secure your success, right? You can just become part of a community of other great remodelers that are transforming the industry. It doesn't get any easier than that. You're going to be around others that want success just as bad as you do. So come on over and get involved. Guys, as always, look, your success truly is ready for you. The only question is, are you ready for it? Don't delay. Take your action today. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the Hack Hour podcast. It would be awesome if you would leave us a quick review on iTunes. To further your remodeling success, go to remodelingriches.com.